Right guys, welcome down to Tech Tuesday, your weekly look at everything to do with technology in golf. And that will be my introduction for every Tech Tuesday throughout the year. Almost guaranteed. And I know this is on a Wednesday, but from next week it will be back to a Tuesday and my regular schedule will be upheld. Fingers crossed. But I thought I needed to do this one today just simply because so much is going on this week. It is golf silly season in many respects and it's tough to know where to begin. But we are going to be talking about the new Callaway Epic driver. Is it epic by nature as well as name? Talking about Nike snapping up a number of big profile players and other people within golf. And Lydia Ko making that much expected move to PXG. So first things first, let's talk about Callaway's new driver, the Epic. And it features some new technology which we have not seen before. Features which have made their way from other Callaway drivers include the crown, which increases airflow. It was in conjunction with Boeing last year. I don't know if that partnership is still going, but it's a similar theme. We have carbon into the crown for repositioning of weight. And you have that sliding rail across the back, which enables players, according to Callaway, to be able to maneuver the ball 20 yards plus just by swapping that weight around from heel to toe. But the big talking point is this jailbreak technology, which is basically two rods which are inserted behind the face, which apparently, according to Callaway, stiffen up the whole driver head and make it stronger, and as a result, transfer more distance onto the ball. Actually, correction, to correct that directly from Callaway's website, dramatically increases distance by stiffening the body to transfer more energy to the ball, and no one else has it in bold italics. So Callaway have this jailbreak technology patented, and they are right. No one else is using this within their drivers. And it remains to be seen if it will catch on and if it will really capture the public's imagination. What you will tend to see is if something works and people really buy into an idea, it will continue to feature on successive products. And more importantly, if it's shown that it works and it improves performance. If you think about Ping's turbulator technology, that's been around for a couple of years now because it's been shown that it increases distance and it helps frame the ball at address. It was popular with consumers. So maybe this is Callaway's version of this, a consistent piece of technology which we will see moving into the years to come. I have had a look at this driver and it does look very good. It has to be said, behind the ball. It looks very futuristic in many respects. Subtly so. The bottom of the club looks a lot more dramatic than the top. But because of the way that the airflow technology really does help frame the ball, similar to the Pings, and the carbon in the crown and just the way it's shaped, it looks very inviting behind the ball. I'm planning to do some testing with it in the next few weeks just to see what it's really about. I have not been sent a driver through personally to try. And rather than make a big song and dance about it, there is a link here to Rick's video where he really details the ins and outs of this driver and what you can be expecting from it. As well as the normal Epic driver, Callaway bringing out an Epic Sub-Zero. So similar to previous models, the Sub-Zero will be the very low spinning version, and as a result will probably be the one that interests me more because of my tendency to spin my drivers very high. However, there is also a third Epic driver which is on the way. So this is according to My Golf Spy and a few other sources, but I always tend to try and look at My Golf Spy for weekly updates. So it's a very good website. I do recommend that you go over and check it out. They've reported that there's 3 Epic drivers which are on the USGA conforming list with the name Epic. So it's the Epic Standard, the Epic Sub-Zero. Both these drivers have been released into the public domain, so to speak, although they're not available to pre-order till I think the middle of this month. But the other driver which is on that list is the Callaway Great Big Bertha Epic Star. Now, no one knows at this moment what the Star driver is. If it is a cheaper version of the Epic or it's an ultra premium, more expensive version. There are lots of guesses going on. However, we will wait to see. It is not unusual for Callaway to release this many drivers all at one time. I can only hope for one thing, that within 2 months they're not bringing out another driver. That's it. So moving on to Nike, and they've made another big signing. This time world number 1, can't really get much bigger, Jason Day. Now, as far as I understand, this deal with Jason Day has actually been around and it's been in the pot for quite some time. He was, as far as I understand, going to be wearing the clothing and playing the clubs. Now, the hardware side of Nike folded late last year, so this has been a deal which has been a long time in the making. So moving into 2017, Jason Day will be wearing all the apparel, but he will still be using TaylorMade clubs, which I think for TaylorMade is a big win for them, and it's also a massive win for Nike because they've got the best player in the world. They can only hope that he continues his fine form from last year and also stays injury free, because that's the only big worry about Day. There is absolutely no doubt that when he is on form, he is the best golfer in the world. Absolutely no doubt. He's the most powerful, he's the most athletic. However, like most people, I expect Rory to really kick on this year, and doubling back, he is using Callaway clubs. So it looks like Callaway have managed to sign Rory into irons and into the driver as well. So the Epic, fantastic news for them. But I think many people really expect him, after the finish of last year, to kick on in 2017 and absolutely dominate. However, we can't forget the other Nike male athlete, Tiger Woods, who is back in the fold. And this is again another reason why the 2017 on the professional circuit promises to be very, very exciting. I can't wait to see only these three guys in particular. Bear in mind, if you think about all the other golfers who are on the planet, just those three guys going at it head to head makes me very, very excited when they fully reach form. And that's not including the rest of the world top 50 pretty much, who are all made up of fantastic players now. On the LPGA side, Michelle Wie is still that Nike athlete, that standout player for Nike Ladies Golf, and I really, really like Michelle Wie's swing. There's absolutely no doubt about it. It's more around the greens where she struggles a little bit, and also with a few injuries last year, but hopefully she can kick on. She has one of my favourite swings ever. And of course, on this list, there is one player who has not yet been mentioned. Oh, God, what's his name? Is it Rob? Rylan? Ray? Rick Shields seems to be wearing Nike. Now, obviously, as far as I'm concerned, I'm obviously quite biased. You know, Rick is my business partner and also a very, very good friend. So it's fantastic news for him that Nike have come in and got him all kitted out. For Rick, it means some amazing, amazing opportunities to actually possibly get time with these type of players. Now, for you guys watching, obviously that's super exciting because it will give more content. We'll wait to see how that pans out, but the new Nike stuff looks awesome. Rick actually looks good in it as well. Hopefully you're not watching Rick, and don't tell him I said that, but it does look very, very cool. And comment below, what do you think about this Callaway launch? What do you think about Nike with the signings that they have made? And also, another big signing, Lydia Ko has made that move to PXG. Now, this was something which was mooted again at the end of last year, but I'm sure all the contracts and everything else were being sorted out. And on the PXG website, it's got Lydia Ko. When I first hit PXG's clubs, I was extremely impressed by how they felt. They felt solid, and the performance was wow. I'm sure the check landing in her account was pretty wow as well. PXG last year really started to make a statement with the players that they were signing and with the clubs that they brought out, which I have hit and are very, very good. However, that price point, that high premium price point, does turn a lot of people off. And considering the performance of those clubs isn't, you know, hundreds of dollars better than its nearest expensive competitor, a lot of people do look at it and say, well, should I actually go PXG or should I save some money and go for another brand? Signing Lydia Ko can only help. You know, she is the world's best player on the women's circuit. She is world #1. So to have that representation on tour and to have ladies looking at Lydia Ko and going, well, if that's what she's using, maybe that's what should I be using. You know, that tried and tested method. And I really like Lydia Ko. I think she's a fantastic player. I think she has a very, very good attitude, and I think she's really good for the game. She is someone who I look at, and for such a young person, remember, she's so young. She's still only 19. I just had to double check that. But to show the maturity that she has, and to show the happiness and the joy that she has when she's playing golf, I think that's the main thing. She's a very positive person. And I think that's something which is missing from a lot of the top players. So good luck to her. I hope she does really well. I like her swing, I like her personality, and hopefully she can push on this year and cement that #1 spot. Now, in the next few weeks, there will be lots of other news dropping. I am absolutely sure of that, so stay tuned. As I said, next week, Tech Tuesday will be back to its normal Tuesday spot. Fingers crossed, but I really did want to get this video out there. From tomorrow, I think, is when the normal video schedule will resume with the Quest for the Open vlog, which sees me get out of this room and actually get out onto the course for the first time in 2017. and it felt fantastic. Also hoping to play a little bit later on today, get some vlogs done out on the course. The weather is nice and it's not frozen. Big bonus. Right guys, thank you for watching. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Follow me on my other social media platforms as well. Please comment in the box below as always. Love to know your feedback, and we will see you down here next time.